Welcome back, everybody. So in my video, the original truck video, shopping and a shout out, I went to Cabela's and I had mentioned I'd got a bug spray, new bug spray, and it's this stuff. And Picaridin, I don't know, made by Sawyer. And from what they're saying, give you a look at everything, 12-hour. They claim, let me turn off the ring light so you won't get as much of a glare. There we go. They're claiming that, you know, it gives you 12-hour and all that. There's a UPC. Okay. Hey, they keep you outdoors. And if I can get this to focus, there we go. So you can go ahead and pause and read any of that you wish to. And that stain there is because the bottle was leaking. And it was funny because I asked them, I'm like, hey, all these got the stain in the same spot. Are they leaking when I was there? And they're like, no, we had one in the box that's leaking. Well, wait till I pull this out and show you. See that liquid in there? It is leaking. So you might want to be aware of that. And I think Sawyer knows that their bottle isn't that good because they got this one that comes off and then another one, and you can see it's leaking in there. Okay? Man, that's got a weird odor to it. And it's got, here's the back label. It's a funny shaped bottle. So, I am going to go out in the woods. I'm going to give that a test. Got a little bit of that bug juice there on my thing. And we're going to see what happens. Now, the woods I'm going to go out in, I haven't been over in that area in about 7 or 8 years. I really wanted to see what it looks like after all the crazy weather we've had. And trust me, we've had a lot of crazy weather. Rain almost every day. I'm probably making a big mistake by going in there because it's all lowland and it's probably going to be flooded. But I really do want to see what it looks like. I used to go in this area a long time ago, quite a bit. So when I bring you back, I'm going to be over there. But the only thing is, I got to do a road march to get there. And I got a road march, I don't know, I'll look on a map before I take off. But I got a road march at least, I'm thinking, about 3 miles before I can cut into the woods where I need to go. And yeah, so I'm going to treat some clothing with this, put it in my pack, and get out there. And we're going to see what happens. Oh man, that autofocus is acting all up, ain't it? Anyway, I will see you guys here in a minute. Alright, welcome back. So we're outside, and I got this premium insect repellent, the Picaridin. I don't know, I can't pronounce it. I've got some clothing here that I'm going to treat, and then I got more clothing here in the bag, my entire outfit. So I'm going to treat the entire outfit, put it back away, go get dressed in part of it. The other part I won't be able to put on until I'm deep in the woods. I'm out of sight because walking around, even in this rural area with camo on, people kind of always assume you're hunting, and I'm not hunting. I'm actually going on a scout, and I'm going to take you guys with me. So let's get this going. So shake this stuff up, pop the cap off. Okay, that's one side. Alright, we're going to do this second side. Oh, stuff's got a funny smell to it. Alright, I think you get the idea. Alright, I'm going to pause this. Next time I come back, we're going to be in the woods. What is going on, everybody? So, I covered about 3 miles road march before I can cut into the woods. And right now, right over there, that is the edge of a pretty large marsh and swampland. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go this way, skirt around it, and that's going to add another 2 miles before I get where I'm going for my scout. But now I'm in the woods and I'm all cammied up and ready to proceed. I just wanted to tell you something funny. Right over there, as I was coming up here, and I was being pretty quiet. I was quiet like a fat man trying to sneak up on a piece of chocolate cake. And let me tell you, that's quiet. I startled a egret, a large egret out of there, and it flew out. And it startled me pretty good too. They got a pretty huge wingspan, and boy, do they make a lot of noise when they take off. But anyway, I'm going to flip this around. Get this. So I'm all cammied up. Like I said, I'm going that way, but I want to show you the Mora cans ball on this rig, on this system. And I got this from Survival Russia. I can't remember what he called it. It's some kind of a, I think it was a Danish fisherman's rig. Mine's inverted, so I can clip and pull the knife this way. But that's what I'm rocking out here. Now I'm gonna head that way. We're gonna see what we see. I'll pull you guys out again when I get around this marsh. Okay? Oh, one other thing. So I got these high-techs, and right out of the box, boy, are they comfy. I'll talk more about those when I get home, because I can't remember which high-techs these are, but man, I'm digging them. I didn't have time yet to break in those boots I got at Cabela's, but oh, and I want to show you this over here. This here is a mayapple, and they're all over the place around these marshes and everything, and it's a pretty distinctive plant, and they will have a little fruit that comes out here. It gets about the size, a little bit bigger than a golf ball. The fruit itself is edible, but they're pretty hard to get because raccoons love them, and it seems like as soon as the fruits pop out, raccoons nail them right away. And if you walk over here, there's just a bunch of those mayapples going up. But look at this. There's a down tree right there. All kinds of down timber from the storms and the rain and everything else. Oh, and the bug spray. So far, it's working pretty dang good. So we'll find out once I cover a few more miles and sweat some more. Okay? So I will see you guys then. Okay, everybody. Back through that wall is lowlands. And it took me a lot longer to cut through it than I thought. And I come out here to this field, and what do I see? Come on, focus. Yep, deer. Here's a buck. He's looking back at me. The mosquito repellent seems to be working, but boy, are they swarming around me. They're not biting me, but they are swarming me. And check this out. Check how muddy I am. I had to, what I thought was going to be no more than 30 minutes cutting around all that turned into almost an hour and a half. The rain and the storms have caused deadfalls everywhere and flooding, and it's almost impassable. So yeah, I spent so much time going around that now I got to take a shortcut, follow the edge of this field to another road to march out. Now all the deer are looking at me. They're like, what's going on over there? What's that human doing? He's talking to himself. And there's another one. Let me see if I can find him. There he is. Right there. So, yeah, they're checking me out all right. They're looking at me like, what are you doing? Alright, I'm turning this off. Alright, I am back from my horrible trip. Man, I was right. It was a bloody disaster. That entire lowland, everything down through there is flooded. And it's mud, it's flooding, and it's just a mosquito breeding ground. So in one respect, it was the perfect place to go to test this stuff. So let me tell you what happened with this product in particular. Does it keep the mosquitoes from biting you? Yes, 100%. I did not get bit up. However, what seems to happen is the mosquitoes fly in, they get close to you like they're going to land, then they smell this stuff or whatever they do, and they back off, but they don't go away. And then their buddies show up, and then their buddies, and pretty soon you got a cloud, at least the way we've got mosquitoes here right now. I had a perpetual cloud of mosquitoes around me. And the face mask I wear sometimes when you see me, I had to keep that on all the time or I'd be inhaling mosquitoes. It was that bad. Then on top of it, I had deer flies and horse flies and everything else show up. So I had this perpetual satellite of bugs around me. And it was just horrible. Add to that because of all the weather, all the rain, the ground had gotten really soft. So we had all these tree falls and deadfalls everywhere. So the way I was going in, I was skirting around this swamp. Well, normally that might take me half mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile out of my way to go around the swamp. No, this time it was more like 2.5 miles. That's how much bigger the swamp has gotten. And even then, I was still sometimes up to my ankles in mud. And some spots with the deadfall were so thick that I had to get down on my hands and knees and crawl through, because there was no way around and there was no way to plow through it. So I had to crawl like under a bunch of stuff to get through. And when you saw me there when I popped out at that field, boy, that was a relief, let me tell you. We were looking at the deer. So I got out there, but to get there, I kept having to do switchbacks to get around not only impassable flooded ground, but just the number of deadfall, which is kind of disturbing because I know that eventually that's all going to dry out and the swamp is going to go back to its original size. Well, here's the problem with that. So all that dries out, that is a ton of dead wood that, given the right conditions, could be a huge, huge forest fire. I mean, we're talking that area there, the whole area I'm talking about, looking in on a map, it's roughly about 6.5, 8.5 square miles, and it's just loaded with deadfall. So, I don't know, man. Kind of scary. But, I digress. So once I got out of that field, I was able to skirt the edge of the field, and I was able to make my way to another country road and hike my rear end home. I do not think I'm going back to that woods anytime soon. Just the bug situation, the mud situation, and the swamp, it's just too much. That's a young man's game. I'm no longer a young man. But it is nice to know that I powered through it. I got through it. It was quite a workout, let me tell you. But overall, this stuff works. However, the mosquitoes never gave up. They were looking for a place to land and bite me. So them and their buddies were just swarming. I mean, just swarming around me. It was horrible. It was really bad. And a couple times I had to stop. I had to reapply this to my face. You know, squirt some on my hands, rub on my face, because I was sweating so hard that I was sweating it off. And I do that with regular off and other things that's got DEET in it. If I'm hustling, yeah, I'm going to sweat it off and the bugs are going to start coming in for the kill. And I had to do that with this. I guess the only negatives I can say about this is it's only 4 ounces. It's only 4 fluid ounces, or 118 milliliters. Now, let me see here. I think I got the receipt over here. Well, that's from the hardware store. And, nope. Dang it, where's my receipt? Ah, here it is. So I can tell you how much I paid for this stuff. So it comes up on the receipt as Sawyer Premium Insect for $6.99. Holy smokes, let me show you. See that? $6.99. Ouch. That was expensive. So, $7 for 4 ounces. I don't know if it's really worth that price. If you could get it on sale, maybe cheaper, it might be worth it. It did work as advertised. And it's safe to get on your skin, according to what I'm reading here. You know, who knows, 20 years down the road, they might say this stuff was never safe, like they did DEET and everything else. At this point in history, bug sprays are a crapshoot. At this point in my life, I only care if they work. It does work. I just don't think I think it's overpriced. Okay? So pros, it works. Cons, it's pricey. And it's a very small bottle. So, that is my review of Sawyer's new insect spray, which Picaridin, I don't know. I can't pronounce it. So, I'm glad you tuned in, and I'll see y'all later out in the woods.